the number of the people who, found a company in Japan is so limited. Actually, when I started this company, I didn't have a, for example, so big vision. And somehow I calculate the profitability of the business, but it was so rough. And I just saw I can do that.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 8 Values. This is your host, Yohei Watanabe, and today I'll be talking with Hibiki Uno. He is the CEO of Restar, and he recently raised his Series A. Today we'll be talking about why he started the business, some of the challenges he faced, and what he's looking forward to next. Hibiki Uno-san, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
For the listeners who don't know what Restar does, could you explain like the 30-second introduction to Restar?
The Restar operator the information analytics, the software for the professional real estate investors, such as the real estate developer, asset management company, financial institution, brokerage company, and we support their real estate investment.
Wonderful. And I think you recently raised your Series A, but I think before we talk about the company now, I wanted to talk about the story of you and Restar and how you built Restar and how you started Restar. I'd like to go back to before you started your company. What were you doing before you started Restar?
Can I speak in English or Japanese?
Oh, whichever one you like.
Before that, when I was a university student, I took the Japanese CPA examination, and after that, I went to the PwC, one of the largest accounting firm, and I do I was in the M&A transaction team, and I supported the corporate investment merger and acquisition. And after that, I moved to the one US alternative investment company, and I was in the commercial real estate investment team. And I did the real estate investment in that company. So that I was in the financial industry, and after that, I moved to somehow the real estate industry. And I realized that some, issue and some old fashion culture and the workflow of the real estate industry. So that I found this company.
Do you remember, or could you explain a little bit more about what you saw in the real estate industry that made you decide to create Restar? Was there like could you, for the listeners who don't know what the real estate industry is like here in Japan, could you explain a little bit about what it was like before Restar?
Yeah. When I was in the previous company, I invest in the building, office building or, huge residential building or the retail building. So, and they are so expensive, like, the price would be the higher than 10億円. They're right.
Like $10 million?
Yeah, $10 million, more than $10 million. Sometimes it's a bit higher than $100 million. So in that case, the investor need to research a lot. On the other hand, in Japan, a lot of the information is so scattered, and there's no database. And additionally, there are regulation is so complicated, and all of the intercompany documentation is in the paper. So the workflow is so analog. So when I worked for the PwC, a lot of the process was digitalized, and I can do the more detailed analysis using some software, and I can make some the cool chart or but on the other hand, after that I moved to the real estate investment company, I can't do the detailed analysis, and I need to spend a lot of time to tackle solve the analog old fashioned workflow. So our company, collect a lot of the real estate or some geographical data like market rent, transaction price, and additionally, for example, the regulation of each area, zoning, or hazard map, and we integrate those information into the platform. And additionally, to be honest, the professionals have their intercompany data. So we integrate those public data under their intercompany data and provide a platform to analyze or manage those data.
I see. And what was the decision-making process for co-founding your company? So I guess you could have continued working in the real estate industry, right? What were some of your thoughts at the time about why you thought it was a good time to create Restar when you did?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have when I worked for the previous company, actually the salary was quite nice compared to my friends, and I enjoyed their previous to and it was so interesting.
Yeah.
And I had very great opportunity to work with great colleagues, boss, partners. Now, on the other hand, my own task or the way of the working was so analog, and additionally, at that time, I could meet the Masashi, current our CTO, and I was so surprised to the current, the IT information technology or the web, cloud, and I thought that I can do that.
I could do that.
And I checked the market, and there was no specific competitors.
Sure.
Competitor, and and additionally, my the friend who work for the similar industry, they have a similar issues.
Yeah.
So and at that time, I was 27 or 8, and I thought that I was still young, and I'd like to challenge a new thing. So I started this company.
I see. And how did you, so you said you met Masashi Yokota, who we've interviewed before on this. How did you end up meeting Masashi Yokota?
Yeah, he's a great guy and super positive. And, when I explained my business plan and the future target, he was he showed a great understand. He didn't know the real estate industry, but he showed a great understanding for our business, and he agreed with my idea. So we started the.
And so when you initially started working with Masashi Yokota, what was it like? Could you describe where you were and do you guys have an office together, or what was the initial stage there? When
I started to work with Masashi, before I quit the previous company, Masashi, at that time, Masashi was a university student. And there we had a weekly meeting at the weekend. We discussed their business plan or their design of the software. And but to be honest, the weekday job was super busy. So we couldn't, show the great progress of the discussion. So I didn't have enough time to make, for example, presentation and design the software. So we just have a chat.
Just had a chat.
Sometimes we had the lunch or dinner. That's it. We could know each other at the time. But after that, I had some frustration. I couldn't proceed the project. So I decided to quit the job, and
Sure.
I decided to focus on our current project.
Was it scary quitting your job to focus on the current project, or which is, I guess, Remedis, what ended up being your main product, Remedis? What were you thinking at the time before you quit the job?
Time in the
well, I guess you said you quit your job to focus on his restart, right?
Yeah.
Full time. What were you thinking before you quit? What was the decision making behind, or what, you remember what you're thinking?
Actually, having the meeting with Masashi, I spend much time to consider this project.
Mm-hmm.
And I, have a lot idea. On the other hand, I, could not inform it with Masashi because I didn't have enough time to make some documents.
Sure.
And so it was my your biggest frustration. So additionally I thought that I could have somehow enough understanding for the real estate industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would like to start as soon as possible.
Yeah. Okay. And when you started focusing on it full time, were the people in the real estate industry receptive to your idea?
Unfortunately, no. Before we launched the product, I made one presentation and showed my idea to the real estate, like the huge developers and some VCs. But unfortunately, most of the real estate guys did not accept. Somehow my presentation was not good, and I couldn't inform my idea well. But the Japanese real estate industry is so the traditional. They said please don't disrupt this industry. They don't want to change their workflow, and So some people was angry to me, and I was so depressed at the time. But somehow that's a good the response. That they thought our project can be the threat of the industry. It means that our project can be the huge impact to the industry. So keep to make the product, and I try to have a more interview with the potential client, and
I guess if you weren't threatening, then I think that might have been a bad thing, because it means like you were, I think, I don't know, supporting everybody, or if you weren't threatening, then I guess there wouldn't have been so much of an impact, or like the product is just like, that's cute. Like keep doing that. Yeah. So I guess after, what were these people scared of exactly? Like, the people that you talked to in the industry that were threatened by you and this product, when you explained it to them,
actually, they didn't understand well. My explanation was that we would like to just support their workflow or business process. That's it. On the other hand, at that time, in Japan, the a lot of people, didn't use their software or IT. So they just, and on the other hand, for example, the AI, that kind of buzzword, was increased, and they just, had the thread, for those, keywords. So, that would be the, one reason. So, I, had a lot of meeting with a potential client, and I, learned how should I explain it. And, after that, I could have a lot of the people who have their, interest in our project, so that I could have some confidence.
Sure. And I guess in the very beginning, when you didn't have revenue, you didn't have clients, what was that like in the very beginning? Because how did you keep on going when you didn't have any clients and
Actually, I was so fun, I found a company and I operate there was no business, but, I operate a company, and, I, made the projection and, make a presentation and think their business idea. It was so fun. And I had an opportunity to talk with a potential client, and, I showed my idea, and some people, accepted my idea and, showed the interest. It was so fun. And, of course, I, at first, we didn't have a revenue, but, I was, somehow too bit optimistic, but, I had some confidence, we will be able to get the revenue. So, at least, if I, worked for the previous company, real estate company, I, thought that I would like to purchase this product. So, that's, the main, the resource of my, motivation.
I see. And I guess, how did you actually get your first clients? You remember some of the first clients that you got?
Yeah, actually, the first client, it's, my friends.
Yeah, friends.
He's somehow senpai. Senpai is
like a senior, like a upper class.
Yeah. But we graduated the same high school, and I know he know me very well. So I think that he thought that our product was not enough, but and he decided to purchase it and try to explain to his colleague. It was so helpful, but that's our first revenue.
And after the first client, was it easy to get clients after that, like the second clients, the third clients?
Yeah, well, actually, the first client's logo was super helpful. That's one of the largest asset management company. So in Japan.
Oh, it's a big company. The first company. Yeah, the first client was huge. Okay.
Yeah, huge companies. But the one division and only the user was only him.
Yeah.
So but to be honest, there was not so, huge, usage, but, at least, I could, get the logo. After that, we could get several huge clients.
Sure.
But for example, the one division was a huge company. But we could correct the kind of the logos. So and after we could get some logos, with our revenue growth was.
I see. So is it like if you get one division out of a really famous company, right? You use the famous company's logo. There's not like a division logo, right? It's like the full company's logo. And then you show it to other potential clients. and you say, hey, look at the big companies that are using this software. Would you like to purchase? Is that how it kind of goes?
Yeah. At that time, I was less than 30 and too young.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people did not know our company name and my name. So we does not have enough, credit.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of logo was that kind of logo helped.
Yeah, it's like a credibility or
Yeah,
something. Yeah, I see. And so I guess after you got these, the first, like, let's say 10 clients with awesome logos, and then after that, is it pretty easy to get new clients now? Or from the...
Not so pretty easy, the real estate industry is so old fashioned. So a lot of the people don't have not used the software. They don't know the difference between for example, the browser, PC, internet.
Okay.
So, and they don't know for example, Google Chrome. So in that industry, somehow it was so difficult to explain the concept or of our software. On the other hand, at that time, the Corona came.
Mm-hmm.
So the Corona, because of the Corona, a lot of people start to use, for example, Zoom or Teams. So that kind of the trend was so helpful for us.
So what were they using before, like Remedis and Restar? Like, are they like writing in pencil?
Yeah, of course. That's right.
On paper, just
on paper. It depends, but some companies are, for example, Excel or Point. But one company is a paper map. They have a huge book and of the map, and they memo all of the historical rent or transaction information on that map.
Wow.
Using pencil.
Wow. So you say, hey, I have this awesome new invention. It's called Remedis. It does all of this for you. And they're like, yeah, but what's the internet? What is the browser? What is Google Chrome? I see. Wow. That must have been... Yeah. Can I just ask, what is like the most like common reaction you get when you show potential clients about Remedis?
They were so surprised, for example, basically they don't know the power of the technology.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, basically most of the people are surprised. And, at the same time, some people, show a strong interest.
Mm-hmm.
And they would like to improve their workflow and their business process and investment, decision making. On the other hand, unfortunately, some people show some, they don't have enough confidence to use it.
Mm-hmm.
They have not used software or SaaS well.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know Salesforce, and a lot of people have used for example, Excel or PowerPoint, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the basically two types of the reaction.
Sure. It seems that like you not only have to sell your product, it seems you have to sell like technology in general as a good thing for their business.
Yeah.
You said that Corona was a big help for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that the industry is changing, like from your point of view, to like be more welcoming?
Yeah, I think so. Recently out of the company have a digitalization division.
DX.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, DX division. So out of the company created the DX division, digital transformation division, and they try to accelerate the digitalization. They would like to improve their intercompany process or workflow.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, the people in the DX division don't know the IT so much.
Mm-hmm.
They're beginner of the really beginner, and they doesn't have a literacy for the IT.
Mm-hmm.
So that we need to teach them.
I see. And now that Restar has raised its Series A, when you look back at like all the time from the founding to the Series A, like what do you attribute your success to?
Yeah, there there are several milestones, but after that I founded this company, and there we have some stress period, or to be honest, I didn't work so much, after I quit my previous company, I have some vacation, and I wait for the Masashi was in the university, and after he graduated the university, I started to work hard. So that's some the vacation. And after that, we could get the seed money from the capitals, and after that, we could get the revenue. But the one of the milestone would be one milestone would be the revenue, and the logo. The logos accelerate our, the revenue growth. And additionally, after the series a seed round, we could increase the revenue. And to be honest, before the Series A, we could the cash flow was positive. Our sales efficiency and the business profitability was quite nice, and we could show it, and we could confirm the unit economics of our business.
Sure.
At the same time, that we could show the enough, the revenue growth, and that was the to accelerate the revenue. One other key point was partnership. We collect a lot of the real estate or geographical information, but at that time, we purchased the data from the third party. That time, before when we have so limited revenue, there are no company sell the data to us. But the one company, I have a discussion with the one company and try to, purchase their data. And, to be honest, they don't sell their data to the third party. But I try to, I ask them to sell it. And we could agree with the contract, and we could provide their data to our client. That was so helpful, and one of the breakthrough of our business. After that, other company accepted to sell their data to us. So it was so important.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about partnerships, and then I guess unit economics as well. So just keeping it, and then you can just hold it. I mean, just hold it with your hand a little bit, and then just make sure it's like that. Perfect. So were the unit economics of the business always good? As in, like from the very beginning, were the unit economics of the business just positive?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything you did in particular to get the unit economics of your business to be, I guess, profitable from the very beginning? Like,
So the, mm, well, we did not, spend so much, the money for for example, marketing,
Mhm.
and there we could get the client revenue via the referral.
Yeah, referrals.
That was our point,
Mm-hmm.
and that we didn't hire so much engineer.
Mm-hmm.
The Masashi have a great capability, and
Mhm.
he could do the out of things. So at that time we didn't have so much engineers and so much sales, and
Mhm.
we don't have a marketing expenses.
Mhm.
That would be the reason.
I guess for B2B SaaS products, like those that are geared toward like big enterprises, do you think you need to do marketing?
I think that, if we would like to, sell the product to their, B2B enterprise, enterprise company, the, typical marketing like, the Google or Facebook or TV, it's not enough. Our target, is not the consumers. So we need to have a relationship and, we need to, the maintain it. That will be super important. And additionally, the logo will be also important in our current capability. It shows our current capability, and additionally, we need to show their security requirement is so high. For example, especially the bank or the security company, that kind of financial industry company, have a so strict, their security requirement. But to be honest, out of the, company have a very, complicated, requirement, but, their requirement does not, fit the cloud software. So the most important point is logo. I mean, if for example, other bank or insurance company or security company purchased our product, it will be okay.
You just need one, right? And then you can show that to everybody else.
Yeah. So we can show our, product, what's past their other companies, our financial industry companies, security requirement. That's enough.
I see. Okay. All right. And then I guess the other thing that you said was also like the partnerships, right? That you got to give data to your clients. Like when you think about the image of your users and your clients, like with Remetis, you can do like manage their data, but you also integrate with the APIs and the public data and third parties, right? What do you think is the most important thing for your clients about why they use Remetis?
Yeah, when we started the business, the market data was so important. The market rent, transaction price, that kind of data was so important. But through the increase of the number of the client or size of the client and number of the users, the importance of our company's intercompany data management function, was getting, important. So currently we focus on that kind of the functionality, and, especially the enterprise company, they have they potentially have a lot of bunch of the data. On the other hand, those information are saved in the paper or the brain of each, employees. So they, if they could, output, import those, paper or, the data in mind into our software, it's, super powerful. for their, so the, we could have that kind of a use case. So, and then our clients say that this kind of that kind of change, the paper to their data. They knew that kind of a transition was so, strong, powerful for their business. So after that, they increase, the number of the license and the number of the users of the company was increased. So, we realize that kind of functionality or use case, will be the, key success factor of our business.
And you talked a little bit about in your answer about intercompany data functionality. Could you explain a little bit more about what that function does?
Yeah, the real estate company, they have two type of real estate data. The data of their own real estate, like the rent of the address of each building
of I guess their buildings, the buildings that they own.
Yeah, their own their building data. And additionally, if you go to the investment team, they got a lot of the property information from the brokers, and the brokers ask them to purchase the property.
I see.
So they don't own the property. They're thinking to purchase the
these like buildings that are for sale.
But those information was not the public. The broker shared those confidential information to the limited potential investors, and those potential investor manage the information from the brokers. So they manage those information in their company.
I see. Okay. And can we switch topics a little bit to I guess your role as CEO? How do you think about your own role now, and what do you do within, I guess, Restart the company?
Yeah, my role is shifting. When I started this company, I did all of the stuff except the coding. So after that we hired out the people, sales guys, the engineer, HR, business development. So I pass each task to my colleague, and still my the role or task is so diversified, but it changing, and I more focus on the management, or and I spend much time to think about the next year or next year or long term view. Yeah.
And I guess, did you enjoy the time when you did all the work? And then do you enjoy also managing as well?
That's a difficult question. That when I started this company, I could discuss about for example, the color of each bottle and the size of each, the object of our product. And I was so fun to discuss about that kind of the details of
you like talking about product. I remember when I worked with you.
Yeah, I love it, and additionally, I love to talk with our client, and I can know their workflow and their real issue, and their real business
Mm-hmm.
model and their business plan. It's so
Mm-hmm.
fun. And sometimes, I can get some information of for example, scandal. It's so fun.
You have the inside scoop. Yeah.
The inter community super confidential
Sure.
information. It's so fun. On the other hand, the recently, I don't have enough time to talk with, details of the product, and I don't have a time to talk with clients so much. So, on the other hand, I, can focus on the projection of the company and the future of the company, and I can do the next project or to increase the revenue. It's also fun. So, unfortunately, I don't have so much time. The one day have only the 24 hours. So, I think that I can enjoy my life.
Yeah. And I guess since you've been CEO now for a while, I guess how many years has it been now?
Officially, this company was founded in the 2016, but at that time I was in the previous company. So this is a secret. So I fully work on this company from the 2018. So it's 5 years.
And when you look back on the 5 years that you've been the CEO of Restar, can you point to a few things that I guess made like you a good CTEO, if you consider yourself a good CEO, or like the stuff that you've learned along the way about what it means to be a good CEO versus a bad one? This can be your personal opinion. But
originally I thought a good CEO should be there, a lot of an employee or client support him, and he's so confidence and have a good relationship with outdoor guys, but that they can reconcile the conflict among the several stakeholders. That's be the one of the CEO work. But recently, I'm thinking the one of the important capability of the CEO would be the leadership. So strong leadership. That's the most important capability of the CEO. So the CEO need to show the direction of the company, and he's top of the company, so he need to direct the other guys and organize the structure. Unfortunately, I cannot do everything, and I need the help of each colleagues. Yeah, so so I think that's the key point.
And I guess, have you found good ways to provide strong leadership in terms of like being a CEO? And like, have you also made some mistakes about being a CEO that you've learned from in terms of how you manage people or how you provide leadership?
Sometimes I have it's difficult, どうだね。Still I'm, tackling that kind of issue, and I'm not enough. So on the other hand, I would like to improve it. So, and I need to, accept my mistake or errors. And of course, sometimes I cannot, change it or, fix it, soon. And, some, I have a lot of feedback from the different direction. For example, the one employee said that, CEO should be the blah, blah, blah. But, for example, the venture capital said that completely. And for example, the bank said different things and the client said different things and I need to decide it.
You have like 50 different options. You have like,
I
should do this and
sometimes unfortunately, I cannot reconcile it. The direction of the view is completely different. So I need to select, or sometimes I need to, the responsibility to explain it. But, so that's a difficult point.
And I guess when you see other CEOs or other founders, I think you must know quite a few of them as well. What are some traits that you admire in other founders that you know, that you want to kind of emulate and copy? And
I try to copy their I realize that I cannot copy the capability of the other CEOs. I need to find my own style. For example, the one CEO is a super great motivator, and he is so cheerful and motivate or encourage the team members. He is so good at to do that. On the other hand, to be honest, I don't have that kind of the capability now. I need to know my capability is different from the others, and somehow I need to abandon. Of course, I try to improve it, but sometimes I should focus on my
strengths.
Strengths.
So this is something that I've heard quite a lot from also Yokota-san as well about but he was talking about the engineers. It's like, I want to create a team where everybody can take advantage of their strengths, is what he said. Can you, when you look at yourself, how do you define your own style? Or what do you think of as your strong points that you want to focus more on, as opposed to the weaknesses that, not weaknesses, but, the stuff that you're not so strong at? What are your strengths in terms of being
recently there are, the management team, is, increasing and they, give me some feedbacks and, for example, Masashi said that I have a great agility, when we didn't have a revenue, we have no revenue, but I have a, strong, the motivation and try to keep the business. And, actually the Masashi said that at that time he was a bit nervous, but, he was so, my attitude to the work was motivated him. So that's his feedback. And the other guys, for example, said that my way of thinking is so clear and it's very I'm really good at to find the issues and break down the issue. So that kind of logical thinking. I don't think that I have a strong, capability of the logical thinking, but some people say so. That I could realize it. So, and additionally, I have a strong motivation for this business. As you said, I love this product, and I'd like to keep this product. It should be cool. And, unfortunately, most of the enterprise software is so messy. They have a lot of functionality, but messy and not easy to understand or easy to use. So that I'd like to, keep the, some, the feature or, of our product. That kind of the, my,
Sure.
like, how can I say, somehow the craftsmanship or that, those ideas, would be, so important.
I remember when I worked with you, and I think we were looking for a new QA person, and because you use the product so much, and like the product so well, and like you would find like the bugs from the developers. You're like, we should just hire Uno-san. I know he has a job already, but he should be our QA guy.
I have a different, viewpoint, from the engineers. I use our product as a user, and I try to find the error, and
Okay, so you also said about your style, like about your CEO style, let's say, or your leadership style, that like within the explanation that you just gave, you said you were getting feedback, right? And so another thing that I heard from quite a lot of people, and from what I saw as well, it's like it's kind of it's flat. There isn't like some like very like overwhelming hierarchy, right, between you and like, let's say the engineers, right? Because that's the team that I was on. Everyone's like, yeah, Uno-san, like kohyoka. Like I like working with Uno-san and like creating the product together. Is this something that you developed over time, or is this the kind of flat organization? Is it something that you intentionally set out to create, or is it just, I guess, your personality and who you are?
I think that the reason why our the team was so flat is due to the number of the people. The number of the people was limited, but the currently the number of the employees is increasing. So that after that, we need to have some kind of hierarchy. Each people can manage only the few guys. So recently, I don't have enough time to talk with each members, unfortunately. So of course, I would like to keep the flat. I'm not sure flat, but I would like to talk with each members, and I would like to discuss with them with the same level of the view. But unfortunately, some people think that he's a CEO, and
it's harder to talk to you sometimes.
Yeah. So, somehow I'm suffering that kind of the atmosphere.
So you go to the, you try to talk to somebody, and they're just like, CEO's here, and then they kind of, like,
they
get nervous.
So, if they get nervous, I should not be in this room, or I don't know, but but on the other hand, I love to talk about, for example, detail of each product, and sometimes I would like to talk with each member to know the detail of the situation. So I hope that I will be, or our the team's atmosphere will be will make me able to have that kind of discussion.
And so when you think about the kind of team that you want to create for Restart in the future, about the culture, like what is your ideal culture at Restart? Like what kind of team would you like to build?
The one culture is I think the one important culture is the currently our team is so international. Out of the Japanese companies say they're our companies.
Every company says they're global and international.
But compared to those companies, relatively our company, it's very our company have a really the international atmosphere, and of course we have a lot of the Japanese, but some people come from the America, US, and Asia, Europe, SaaS, SaaS
Mhm.
maker. So, that each people have a different background, way of thinking. So I would like to respect those idea, way of thinking, and we need to embrace their idea. But at the same time, we need to, show their own idea. So that, and easily, we should not hesitate to, express their idea. So, that's one of the important point. And additionally, at the same time, we should have a proactive and attitude.
Sure.
Yeah. So we need to show our idea proactively. Yeah, that would be the survival.
And so I think in your answer, you said that you shouldn't hesitate to say your idea. I found that, like as an engineer, I could work on like, let's say the referral program for other engineers, and stuff like this outside of my job as an engineer. How are you creating, an atmosphere where, people can, give their opinions on, I guess, just or propose things?
That's a very great question. Unfortunately, we have that kind of values. But, some people, I think that kind of values, don't work well. Of course, we have that kind of atmosphere, especially the engineer team. Their engineer team is so super international. They have that kind of atmosphere. So I would like to, expand those way of thinking to the other team member. And additionally, to, utilize our, values, we are thinking to other new, project. And additionally that, I should repeat.
This is repeating every single day. Just, do like Choday or something, that morning meeting, just hey.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think now that Restart has grown quite a lot, right? Like what are some of the exciting projects that you're going to be tackling this year and next year?
Yeah. For this year, okay. So originally our, main, the client was a real estate developer or real estate asset management company. So the buyer of the real estate. On the other hand, in this year, we focused the brokerage company. So the brokerage company introduced selling property to their potential buyer. So somehow sellers. So we would like to increase those clients and try to connect or make the network among the brokerage company and the buyers. That's our and make a network effect under our product, our platform. That's our main target of this year. And at that same time, recently we hired the in charge of the global operations. So we are going to we start to talk with the foreign real estate investor. Of course, currently we have several, the foreign clients, but the foreign companies, Japan based.
I see.
So each user are Japanese, but they work for the foreign company and the Japan branch or Japanese subsidiary. But they need to report to the headquarters or other office. So currently we are developing the English version of our product. But after that, we would like to sell our product to the foreign company in the foreign country. I see. So there we would like to connect the Japan office and the foreign office on our product. So currently we are going to the global.
And this is probably the last two questions for the interview. But do you have any advice for anybody that's starting a company, like as CEO, like in the position that you were in when you were at PwC and Angela Gordon?
Mm-hmm. There, we should challenge. The challenge is so, fun. That's fun. Of course, there might be the risk, but I don't think it's risk. That's a great experience, right? So, and so we should do the, unique challenge. That's, I don't know actually, when I started this company, I didn't have a, for example, so big vision, and somehow I calculate the profitability of the business, but it was so rough, and I just saw the, and additionally, I thought that to challenge the new things, that's a great experience for my life and my career. And, of course, the number of the people who, found a company in Japan is so limited. But, unfortunately, a lot of the enterprise or a lot of the company does not hire the people who have that kind of experience. But, in the future, if I have the experience to, operate a company, manage the people, started a new business, that kind of the experience must be the helpful for my life. So, if you have a great motivation and if you have a great agility, so we should try. Yeah.
That was Hibiki Uno from Restar. Thank you very much for being on today.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for listening. Okay. And time.